Hello dear students, let's see how to construct PDA for one more language. Now observe that in this question, we are asked to construct a PDA for language L equal to A raised to N, B raised to M, C raised to N, such that N and M both are greater than or equal to 1. First try to understand the language. This language L will contain all the strings which have same number of A's and same number of C's. Number of A's must be equal to number of C because A raised to N and C raised to N. But in between, there can be one or more B's. Just check this. M should be greater than or equal to 1, correct? Now number of B here should be one or more, but it need not be equal to number of A and number of C, because it is said that this is A raised to N, this is C raised to N. So A and C must be equal, I mean number of occurrences, but there can be any number of B's. They might be equal or they might not be equal. So the smallest string, will be ABC. Are you understanding? Just check. N and M have to be at least 1. So we might have A raised to 1, C raised to 1. Check that N is 1 here. A raised to N, C raised to N. And M is also 1. That's fine. That's valid because we have not been given that whether M should not be equal to N or M should be equal to N. There can be any number of occurrences of B. So you can have a string like this, double A, then double C has to be there and 1 B. That's fine. Or you might have say 3 A's, then there should be 3 C's, 1 B. Or you might have 1 A and 1 C, but there can be 2 B's. Just check here, N is 1 and M is 2. That's perfectly valid. Number of A is equal to number of C and there can be any number of B in between. And infinite strings like this we can have. For example, we may have a string 2 A's and 2 C's and there might be 5 B's in between. So here N is 2. So this is A raised to 2 and C raised to 2. Number of A and number of C is matching and M over here is 5, B raised to 5. Or we might have 2 A's, 2 B's, 2 C's. This is perfectly valid. N is 2 and M is also 2. So all such strings must be accepted by PDA and those strings which do not obey this rule should be rejected. For example, this string, observe, 2 A's, 3 B's and 1 C should be rejected. There is nothing for B's. Number of B can be anything. There can be any number of B's in between, but number of A and number of C should be equal, but they are not matching. So this string should be rejected by PDA, whereas all these strings should be accepted. Okay, having said that, I hope you have understood the problem or you have understood the language that we have to develop. Now, what is the idea? Idea is fairly simple. We want the language as A raised to N, B raised to M, C raised to N such that N comma M is greater than or equal to 1, correct? What is the idea is? The idea is, for first thing is that for every A, just check, for every A, we push 1x. For remembering that we got A, we will push x on the stack. Second, for every B, just check B. There is nothing for checking against B. B can be any number of occurrences because we want to check whether number of A is equal to number of C. So for every B, we take no action. That means there won't be any pop or push. The stack will remain unchanged. And third thing is, for every C, we pop 1x because we want to cancel, we want to match whether the C is equal to number of A's. Just as an example, if the string is AA 4 times B and then CC. Now this string is valid because number of A is equal to number of C. What should we do? Initially the stack should contain Z0, as you all know. Stack is not initially empty at all. When we encounter first A, we will push X. When we encounter second A, we will push X. When we encounter this B, or any B, we will not take any action. That means this stack will remain unchanged. As long as we get B, we will not do any change. But as soon as our PDA reads C, we will pop X. That means we will cancel one A. And when we will read second C, we will again pop X. We will cancel one more A. And then when we reach epsilon, the end of the string, we should be left out with Z0 from where we started. So we will know that the account has been tallied and number of A is equal to number of C. I hope you understood this. So what's going to be the PDA? Now, we won't go in the incremental states. Just as we spent 3 videos earlier, you have got ample idea about how to develop push down automata. But then the language is A raised to n, B raised to m, C raised to n, such that m comma n is greater than or equal to 1. Tell me, when the PDA starts in the initial state, what is the top of the stack? Z0. And what is the input symbol expected? You expect A in the beginning. You don't expect any other character. You must get A in the beginning. Okay, that means the configuration is in Q0 state, if you read A and top is Z0, then keep Z0 as it is, but on top of it push X. That means you are remembering A in the form of X. And the second transition will be if you are reading A in the same state Q0, but top is X, that means this is consecutive A, then you save that X as it is, but on top of it you push one more X. But what if in Q0 you read a B? This is first B. You are reading after all A's due to these loops. You are reading A followed by A followed by A. Suddenly you read a B. If you read a B, then top has to be X. Come on, you cannot have B without A. So by the time you reach this B, you must have saved some X on the stack. So you should have Q0 reading B and top should be X, and you will take no action. Just check X is kept as X. You neither push nor pop. Now you are into Q1 state, a new state where you will say Q1, you better take care of B. And any B you encounter, any further B, the top has to be X and you will take no change to the stack. And now after reading all these B's, you read a C. So it's better to save a transition and go to a new state called Q2 and say on reading C, top has to be X and you will pop because you want to cancel out. For C, you want to cancel out. For C, you want to cancel out A. Now here you will create a loop saying for any next C, top should be X, because if you encounter a C, you should have A which you had encountered in the past and you should again pop that. Now what if you are left out with empty string epsilon, then top should be Z0 and you will leave the stack unchanged. There's no sense in popping Z0. You will say that you will keep Z0 as it is, but you have encountered the end of the string and you can go to Q3 and accept the input. This is the final state. So how do you view this? I mean, just take a small string like this, A double B C. Now you can easily see that number of A is equal to number of C. I have started with a very small string followed by epsilon. Now machine starts in Q0 state reading A, but at that time top is Z0. So which configuration you are watching? Q0 is reading A, top is Z0. See the triplet, and this is the triplet we are talking about. Q0 is Q0 is reading A and top is Z0. What are we doing? We are saving that Z0, but on top we are pushing X. That means we have saved this A in the form of X. And the important thing is we stay in Q0 state. We don't move anywhere. So we are still in Q0 state and now Q0 is reading this B, first B. So what's the configuration? Read out. Read out before I write the configuration. What's the configuration? In Q0 state, yes, in Q0 state, check this, we are in Q0 state, we are reading a B. And what is the top? Top is X. See this? stack top is S. In Q0 state, we are reading a B and top is X. So what is the action we are taking? We are keeping that X as X. We are neither pushing nor popping, but we are moving to Q1 state. So for this first B, stack is unchanged. But importantly, we have moved ahead on the tape and we have moved to Q1 state. Okay. Now, Q1 state, just check, is reading a B again. And top is X. Watch that. Okay. So Q1 state here, Q1 is reading, yes, B. Q1 is reading B, top is X. And we said that for any B, we won't take any action. X will be kept as X. So top X is unchanged, stack is unchanged, and we remain in Q1. So I hope you are understanding, because B are not to be compared with anything, we will take no action for any B, but we are still in Q1 state. Now in Q1, we are reading a C. In Q1, if we read a C, just check. If we read a C in Q1, then top is X. That's right. That means we are having some A stored on the stack, and it's time to pop that X. We want to remove that X. We want to pop that and move to Q2 state. We are into Q2 state now, which will take care of any other C's that we have. But as soon as we are in Q2 state, just check, we encounter an epsilon. So in Q2 state, if we read an epsilon, top has to be Z0, and yes, top is Z0. That means number of A were equal to number of C. As top is Z0, we will keep Z0 as Z0, no change in the stack, and we will move to final state or accepting state. That means A double B C is accepted, and it should be, because it is the valid string. Just give me some time and observe how this PDA will reject an invalid string. See, it's important, that machine will be correct. See, when do you say a machine is correct? If it accepts valid strings and if it rejects invalid strings. So let's take an invalid string. Let's say that we are having A, B and triple C. Now, this is, as you know, this is wrong, because number of A is not matching number of C. What will happen in Q0? When the machine starts, the top is Z0. So we are having a triplet. Q0 is reading A and top is Z0. Q0 is reading A, top is Z0. So obviously we will push X. That means we have remembered this A. We are remembering this A in the form of X. But we stay in the Q0. Remember, there is a loop here. So now in Q0, we are reading this B. In Q0, when we read a B, top has to be X, and yes, top is X. In Q0, we are reading B, top is X. Just observe, sorry for overwriting this. Then we move to Q1. We are into Q1, but we will pop this X. Oh, I'm so sorry. We will not do any change. X will be kept as X, as we want to match number of A with C, but we want to take no action for B, but we have moved to Q1. So now machine is in Q1 state. No change has been done, but machine is in Q1 state. This X remains as it is. Now in Q1 state, machine reads C. In Q1 state, machine is reading C, top is X. In Q1 state, machine is reading C, top is X. Yes, that means we can cancel out an X, because C has to be matched with A. So as we are cancelling out X, we are moving to Q2. So now the machine is in the new state Q2. I hope you are understanding. Yes, we have cancelled out one X, and now the machine is in Q2 state. Just check, in Q2 state, we are about to read another occurrence of C. Just check this. In Q2 state, we are reading C, but top is Z0. That's very important. That's a very, very valid point. You tell me, if you are reading a C, Shouldn't you have a pending? Because number of A should be matching number of C. That means if you are reading a C, shouldn't you have X pending on the stack? Because A have been saved as X. But now top is Z0. Watch, dear students, are you having any such triplet? Are you having Q2 reading C, top is Z0? No. Please try to understand. Machine will halt in Q2. Correct? This is non-final state. Hence, rejected. I hope you have understood this problem very well. See you in the next video. Thank you very much.